Hello again, this is Tim Horning and this is Tuesdays with Tim. I'm the recovering CPA, now the real estate educator. We're on the downside of October 2011. Our topic today is, can you put residential real estate in your retirement accounts, mainly your IRA account? Of course the answer is yes, otherwise I wouldn't be talking. There are $4.9 billion worth of assets in IRA accounts in the United States, so you're in good company. That's a good, like I said, you're a good company. Plus, that can also be viewed as a possible funding source, maybe for some real estate deals. We just recently lost Steve Jobs, American icon, American entrepreneur. I'm going to compare this week's movie illustration to him. We have a fictitious entrepreneur, Forrest Gump. If you haven't seen the movie, you should see it. It's a beautiful story about an IQ-challenged individual that goes through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and the major events that surround the world, and it's just a beautiful story. In there, he honors his best friend by starting a business. He comes up with a business plan, Bubba Gump Shrimp, and the plan: so much for the fishing boat, so much for the equipment. We'll live on the boat, so we'll save rent. And it's a good, simple plan. Eventually hooks back up with Lieutenant Dan, who provides much of the needed expertise, and through good luck and through perseverance, they are successful, and being in the right place at the right time. Steve Jobs, per Forbes magazine this last September, they stated that his main success was that he stuck with 6 to 8 projects throughout his career. And the last one, of course, being using the interface, studying the interface and the look and feel and how it works with Apple products. Paid off, didn't it? In the Gump movie, they eventually buy some Apple stock, which I thought was cute, and then they don't have to worry about money no more. Just one more thing, just one last thing. But it was cute. But you had both these individuals. They both started in bad times. They both were very focused, and they were in the right place at the right time, and through that perseverance they were very successful. Many other companies started in bad times: IBM, Hewlett-Packard, Microsoft, General Electric, and they became the very, very successful companies. And you and I are somewhere in between Forrest Gump and Steve Jobs, but we can make a success in dealing with real estate. And one of the tools is possibly using your IRA funds to invest in real estate. First of all, what is an IRA account? It's an account set up that you put within a custodian or trustee for the benefit of yourself or your beneficiaries. There's 4 types. You have a traditional, a Roth, you have a simple IRA, and a SEP IRA. You put various amounts in each of them. The traditional IRA is the $5,000 and $6,000 if you're over age 50, like me. So you get the funds in there. They're fully tax deductible when you contribute them, the new funds, except for 2 cases. One is that if your income is too high, $107,000 for single and $169,000 for for a married couple. The second is a Roth. A Roth contribution is non-deductible. So how are Roths different from traditional? Like I said, they're non-deductible, but there's a nice feature. You can roll traditional money into them. You pay the taxes on it now, but then you put it into that Roth, and you can have it with a broker, you can have it with and do the traditional stuff, or you can have it go to a what we call self-directed IRA manager, similar to, there's 24 in the company, Mountain West IRA is one, and then Entrust. Those are 2 that we use quite a bit. Okay, what can you invest in an IRA? Well, it's easier to say what you cannot invest in. You cannot put collectibles in there, like stamps, antiques, artwork. You cannot put insurance or investments in S corporation stock. Pretty much everything else you can invest in. There's with the custodians, like I said, if we use the self-directed custodians, you can invest in real estate. There's 3 main issues that I want you to look at with regards to your decision on that. Is you have the self-dealing rules. Can't buy real estate and rent it out to your daughter or live there or use it for any personal benefit outside of the IRA. There are tax considerations with regards to that. in that if you do borrow against it, you do have to be aware of there may be another tax return to file, and we can minimize that. So that's not a deal breaker. And then prior to selling the property, within a year, you need to make sure that it's debt-free. Then there will be no tax consequences when it's sold, which works. Last thing is you do have to make sure that if you're over age 70 and a half, you do have to have your required minimum distributions, and there's ways to handle that too. So should you do it? There's a couple of examples I'm going to give you. We don't have time to cover a lot, but one way to do it is you have your traditional or your Roth. You can put that into let's say a joint venture. You can have a joint venture go in there, and if that joint venture invests in real estate products, notes, or whatever, then you can benefit that way. There's a second one of many that if you were to buy property directly in a Roth, say you have no money in the Roth, you need to transfer taxable funds over. You do transfer it over. You do pay the taxes on it now, but if you're buying right, you're buying at a low value, and you do borrow in that Roth, you can minimize the tax effects. My example, if you have $200,000 property, you transfer $80,000, taxes may be, let's say you're in a 30% bracket because your income is down. You pay $24,000 in taxes. The rest goes into the IRA. You keep it there for, let's say, 10 years. Eventually you have the buildup of the rents that are collected and also the appreciation. Say it's worth $800,000 at the end of the day. The debt at that time, let's say it's $85,000. You now have $715,000 of assets in that Roth you can take out after 10 years. You're over age 59 and a half. It's all tax-free. No tax effect at all. You can even take that property and put it into your private rental properties and start depreciating it at the higher value. Sweet, sweet deal. Just one idea of many. So if you have more questions and want to explore more ideas, please give me a call. Like Forrest Gump, sometimes you just got to feel like running for it. So anyways, enjoy doing these. Call me with any questions or comments related to your rental properties, dispositions, cash flow on your properties. This is Tim Horning, and this is Tuesdays with Tim. Thank you.